This is something on my mind. It's been on my mind. I've touched on it before, not on YouTube or anything, but just something I'm doing as a project. One of the biggest issues I see in the world, just from me living in, or I don't want to say living, but being in America and seeing people come from different cultures and so on and so on. You know, I see a lot of people dealing with tribalism and nepotism. You know, some people, when they grew up with you, they grew up in a particular culture and they're familiar with the people and so on. They grow up, they have this strong bond with each other, you know, and sometimes it gets in the way of accountability. It gets in the way of calling people out. You know what I'm saying? So, a perfect example. How many people you know will tell their own mother that she's wrong? They say, yo, ma, that ain't right. You know what I mean? You don't know a lot of people like that. You know, so that's just something I think about. You got to be able to call people out, especially people close to you. You know, I tell my kids all the time, if I'm doing something wrong, you have my permission to check me, call me out, whatever it is, doesn't matter. You know, if you see me doing something that's contradictory to what I taught you, how I told you how to behave, what I taught you how to behave, you can call me out. Let me know, you know, because I look at that as a way to strengthen them, a way to, you know, prepare them for anybody trying to take advantage of them. Because if they can't speak out against the people that they love when they do something wrong to them, how are they going to speak out against complete strangers? How are they going to talk about if somebody touches them the wrong way, you know, or things of that nature? So I believe it's important for everybody to, regardless of how much love you have for somebody, if you see them doing something wrong, you should be able to call them out. You know, how could you say you care about them if you just let them do whatever, let your family do whatever, you know, kill, steal, whatever it is, man. You always have to have the ability to call your own people out. If you can't do that, it's a recipe for disaster. You know, if you won't call your own people out when they're doing something wrong, you have no business calling anybody else out. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that I've been struggling with all my life. You know what I mean? And I just respect it. I've always respected when people tell me about myself. You know, it helps you build inner inventory. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to take it personal. It's not personal. You know?